Join me as I investigate the mystery of Annabelle's haunted doll and try to uncover its true story. Annabelle, the seemingly innocent Raggedy Ann doll, has captivated and terrified people for decades. Perched silently in her glass case, her stitched smile and button eyes betray no hint of the darkness surrounding her story. Yet, she has earned a place as one of the most notorious haunted objects in the shadowy world of paranormal investigations. Her legend has been immortalized in spine-chilling movies, books, and TV shows, weaving a tapestry of horror that has left audiences both riveted and unnerved. But what lies beneath the surface of this infamous doll? Is she merely a vessel for folklore and fear, or does something far more sinister lurk within her fabric and stuffing? Annabelle is not just a toy for those brave or reckless enough to seek the truth. She is a mystery wrapped in horror, her name whispered in hushed tones among believers and skeptics alike. But is she truly haunted? Can she be a gateway for something otherworldly? Or is she nothing more than a mundane doll inflated into a terrifying legend by human imagination and collective fear? These tantalizing questions have sparked countless debates, pulling us deeper into the unnerving rabbit hole of her story. To believers, Annabelle is far more than a plaything. She is a harbinger of dread, a malevolent entity with intentions far darker than her patchwork appearance suggests. They recount chilling tales of the doll's eerie influence, stories of unexplained whispers in empty rooms, furniture moving on its own, and even physical harm befalling those who dare mock or underestimate her. Some claim her power extends beyond her case, reaching into the lives of those who dare to even glance at her for too long. Skeptics, however, dismiss these accounts as little more than tall tales, the products of an overactive imagination and a desire to find patterns in the inexplicable. Yet even they cannot deny the doll's unnerving presence, an aura that feels too real to ignore. What is it about Annabelle that commands such fascination? Is she an innocent victim of superstition? Or is she something far more sinister, something watching, waiting, and perhaps even plotting? One thing is certain. Her story is far from over, and for those willing to uncover the truth, the journey promises to be as thrilling as it is terrifying. One thing is certain. Annabelle evokes an undeniable unease. Her stitched smile, frozen in time, seems to mock those who dare approach her as if she knows more than she lets on. Even the most skeptical individuals find themselves unable to brush off the unsettling aura that surrounds her. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, there is something about Annabelle that defies explanation, something that crawls beneath the skin and settles into the darkest corners of the mind. Is it mere superstition, or is there truly something malevolent about this seemingly harmless doll? To unravel the mystery, we must delve into Annabelle's murky past, a history entwined with the names Ed and Lorraine Warren, the renowned paranormal investigators who first brought her sinister story to light. The Warrens were no strangers to the supernatural, but even they were shaken by the malevolence they claimed to have encountered in Annabelle. Their chilling accounts have since become the stuff of legend, captivating believers and skeptics alike. But what exactly transpired during those fateful nights in the 1970s? What horrors did the Warrens witness that made Annabelle their most prized and feared artifact, now locked securely in a glass case in their occult museum? The story begins with a frantic call to the Warrens from a young student nurse named Donna. Donna explained that Annabelle had been a gift from her mother, a seemingly sweet gesture that quickly turned sour. From the moment Annabelle entered her life, Donna noticed strange and inexplicable occurrences. Doors that were securely closed would slam shut without warning as if propelled by unseen hands. Even more unsettling, Annabelle herself seemed to have a life of her own. Donna would leave the doll in one spot, only to find her in entirely different positions, or even in entirely different rooms, upon returning. It was as though Annabelle was watching, waiting, and moving when no one was looking. Donna's fear grew as the incidents escalated. What began as subtle, almost dismissible events soon took a darker turn. She began to hear faint whispers at night, barely audible but unmistakably there. Shadows seemed to flicker in the corners of her vision, and a sense of dread hung over her apartment like a storm cloud. Donna's once safe haven had become a place of fear, and Annabelle was at the center of it all. Desperate for answers, she turned to the Warrens, unwittingly setting in motion a chain of events that would cement Annabelle's place in paranormal history. But what was it about Annabelle that made her so dangerous? Was she merely a vessel for something far darker, a malevolent force biding its time? Or was she manipulating her surroundings, feeding off the fear of those who encountered her? As the Warrens would soon discover, Annabelle was not just a doll. She was a mystery wrapped in terror, a puzzle that defied reason and invited only one certainty: she was not to be underestimated. When the Warrens arrived at Donna's flat, they were greeted by a scene that sent a chill down their spines. There, sitting upright on the couch as if she had been expecting them, was Annabelle. Her button eyes, too bright and too lifeless all at once, seemed to follow their every move, watching but unblinking. The air in the room was heavy and oppressive, as though it carried a warning unspoken but understood. Ed Warren later described it as stepping into a tangible darkness, a presence that seemed to press against them from all sides. Lorraine, with her heightened sensitivity to the supernatural, felt the unmistakable grip of malevolence. They knew in that instant that this was no ordinary haunting. Annabelle was something far more dangerous. The doll's true power, however, would reveal itself in the safety of the Warrens' own home, a place they thought would shield them from Annabelle's influence. After removing her from Donna's flat, they locked her securely in a glass case within their occult museum, inscribing the case with prayers and holy symbols. But even this, it seemed, was not enough. One night, the Warrens' young daughter, Judy, awoke with a start. A cold, inexplicable dread seeped into her bones as she became aware of a figure sitting on the edge of her bed. Slowly, she turned her head, and there it was. Annabelle, her stitched smile fixed and her vacant eyes locked on Judy. The doll's presence radiated a sinister energy, as though she were relishing the child's terror. When Judy screamed, Ed and Lorraine rushed to her room, their hearts pounding. Finding Annabelle where she should not and could not be was a turning point. The doll's ability to leave her glass prison and manifest such a direct threat was beyond anything they had encountered. The Warrens realized they were dealing with a force that defied conventional methods of containment. It was not just a spirit inhabiting the doll. It was something darker, older, and far more malevolent. They reinforced the case with additional blessings and rituals, but they never again underestimated the danger Annabelle posed. But what gives Annabelle her terrifying power? What is it about this seemingly innocuous doll that makes her capable of evoking such dread and destruction? Part of her horror lies in the unsettling juxtaposition between her appearance and her actions. Dolls are symbols of innocence, childhood, and comfort. Yet Annabelle twists these associations into something deeply sinister. She takes what should be harmless and warps it into a tool of fear, leaving her victims to wonder if they can trust even the simplest objects in their surroundings. Or perhaps Annabelle's power comes from something deeper, something that taps into the primordial fears buried in all of us. She is a physical manifestation of the unknown, the embodiment of our dread of things we cannot see or understand. Her legend feeds on our imaginations, growing more potent with every retelling. Is she merely a reflection of our darkest fears? Or is there truly a force within her that thrives on the chaos and terror she brings? The answer remains elusive, shrouded in mystery and shadow, just like Annabelle herself. As we summarize the key points discussed about Annabelle, one thing becomes clear. Our fear of the paranormal is deeply ingrained, and it's this fear that gives Annabelle her power. Whether or not you believe in her haunted reputation, it's undeniable that she has become an integral part of our collective psyche, a symbol of the unknown and the unknowable. So, what do you think? Do you believe Annabelle's haunted? Or is she just a cleverly constructed myth? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're hungry for more paranormal content, be sure to check out our next video on haunted objects and the investigators who dare to delve into the unknown.